Welcome to today's session on mental skills training. Our focus will be on two of the most effective and practical tools that athletes can develop, which is one, self-talk, and second one is focus control or attention control. While these skills may not appear as immediately tangible as physical conditioning or as widely recognized, maybe as visualization, they are often very decisive in determining performance outcomes. So athletes who can master these mental tools are more likely to actually remain composed, adaptive, and effective under the pressure. Whereas, like those who maybe neglect them may struggle despite their, for example, strong mental, not mental, but technical preparation. So every thought that arises during the training or competition has a very big potential. It has a potential to decrease the performance. It has an potential to influence the performance in a very helpful way. And self-talk is this internal dialogue we engage in. We can talk to ourselves in our head, and that is going to be our one of the topics today. So more about today's topics. We'll begin by exploring this self-talk, what it is, how it works, and the different forms it can take. And we will also then look at the cognitive restructuring, which is the process of identifying unhelpful thoughts and replacing them with more constructive ones. And from there, we will move into practical strategies, including how to write self-talk scripts, how to use cue words effectively, and how to combine self-talk with breathing or pre-performance routines. And after that, we will shift our focus to concentration and attentional control, and we will examine the different types of attentional focus, review what the research says about mindfulness and staying present, and discuss ways athletes can train themselves to resist some sorts of distractions during the competition. And finally, we'll bring everything together with the practical exercises like demonstrations and simple homework tasks you can start applying right away in training. So why should we care about self-talk and focus control? Because physical and technical training, these are of course essential, and I cannot stress this enough that these physical and technical trainings, they are nowadays not enough. Consider this, there's two athletes that are equally skilled, physically prepared, same old story. For example, two identical athletes. What really separates them in competition is how they can manage their mind, how they can speak to themselves under pressure, who remains calm under pressure, who directs attention to the right cues, because there's dozens of cues during the competition, who can use words that build actually confidence rather than diminishes the confidence. And these mental skills are what really transforms potential into consistent performance. And without these mental skills, athletes may excel in practice, yet they might struggle when it counts, when it actually counts in the games, in the sessions, in the competitions. So with these skills, athletes can develop composure, resilience, and trust in their abilities, even in the most demanding and competitive environments. So self-talk and focus. You can you can even say that these are twin tools for performance. Self-talk and focus function as complementary tools for mental performance. Self-talk serves as an inner coach, you might say. It's like guiding thoughts, shaping emotions, and reinforcing confidence. And focus, by contrast, is the discipline of the attention. It is deciding what deserves entry into the mental spotlight and what must be excluded. When these two skills are combined, athletes gain the ability to perform with control under big amounts of pressure. Picture a stadium filled with distractions, with nerves running high, with high anxiety and stress, and And this constructive self-talk, when it's paired with sharp focus, it enables really athletes to execute very precisely as they have trained, regardless of external noise, of internal stress, or some sorts of other distractions. Importantly, these are not some type of abstract concepts, but these are really trainable skills. Same way as like strength or endurance, self-talk, the way we talk to ourselves in heads, and the way we are able to focus, our ability to focus, these can be developed through consistent practice. And over time, they really become like automatic habits that athletes can depend on in very critical moments in competition. So what is self-talk? A very simple way to describe it, it is an inner dialogue. It runs through our minds. At times it is very deliberate, for example, telling yourself, stay calm, breathe. At other times it is very automatic, such as the critical voice that warns you inside of your head, like don't mess it up, don't mess it up, don't make this mistake, don't fail, and so forth. So what matters is that self-talk directly influences performance. Positive or instructional self-talk can enhance confidence, it can sharpen focus, it can support the different task execution. But negative self-talk, by contrast, it can fuel doubt, it can heighten anxiety, and it can disrupt focus and concentration. The encouraging reality is that self-talk is a trainable skill, as I mentioned before, by becoming aware of the inner dialogue and practicing different strategies to shift it, you can learn to think more constructively under pressure. In sports psychology, this process is really considered as one of the biggest cornerstones of mental preparation. So there's different roles that the inner dialogue takes in sports. As a matter of fact, there's three major roles. One is that it's shaping confidence. So what you say to yourself really influences how your body responds. A phrase like "I've got this" really promotes relaxation and confident execution, while "I cannot do this" often leads to like a lot of tension in the body, hesitation, and some type of errors even. Second, it is directing attention. Self-talk really acts as a steering wheel. You can imagine it as a steering wheel for the mind, so guiding focus towards relevant cues. For instance, a golfer might repeat smooth swing to stay locked on technique and block out different distractions. Third, it's influencing emotions and behavior. So words trigger emotions, and emotions shape performance. A harsh inner critic can amplify the frustration and anxiety, whereas constructive dialogue really helps regulate emotions and maintain composure under pressure when it's needed the most. In short, self-talk is never neutral. It consistently pushes performance either forward or backwards in some ways. Um, There is definitely benefits of this constructive self-talk, and in research it is consistently demonstrated that constructive self-talk strengthens confidence. When athletes remind themselves or of their preparation, strengths, or tactical cues, that they really reinforce this belief in their ability to succeed, which is really the definition of confidence, the belief in their own ability to succeed or to perform. So self-talk also reduces performance anxiety. When nervous thoughts emerge, a simple phrase, for example, such as breathe and trust your training, trust your skills, trust your abilities, it can anchor the athlete, and it's going to prevent the downward spiral, for example, of panicky thoughts. So in addition, self-talk also sharpens the concentration, the focus, by directing attention to task-specific cues like watch the ball or drive through the finish or other examples. Athletes really can block out distractions and remain present in the moment by their ability to talk to themselves in the head. So in this way, self-talk functions both as like a shield, like a protective factor against anxiety, and as a spotlight for concentration. It is one of the most simplest yet very powerful tools of mental training toolbox.